Welcome back to the show. There's no telling where we'll go. So come and share a laugh on the Imp and Skizz podcast.
It's a question for you. When you were younger, did you have a favorite like show on TV that you would like come home from school or whatever and just have to watch like every week?
Oh boy, it's weird that I don't have an instant answer because TV shows and movies have been such a huge passion of mine.
I know, right?
Going back to, boy, I almost don't want to tell you what I think the answer is because I'm embarrassed by it. I like Saved by the Bell.
Oh no, it's the same answer.
I like. Did you like Saved by the Bell?
Yes. So yeah. So here's where I'm going with this. I was really into Saved by the Bell, so much so that like I had a haircut. Oh my gosh, it hasn't changed. Zach Morris did the wave in the front with his hair, and I just realized I'm still kind of doing that.
Yeah.
Zach Morris, right? I had this like, I don't know if infatuation is the right word, but like I thought he was awesome. You know what I mean? He just seemed so cool, and he was like the popular one, and everybody, you know, he always the leader of everything. And I realized as I kind of grew out of that and got older that he was kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
And by kind of a jerk, like he was like a really big jerk. Yeah. And then I felt stupid for like idolizing this character in this show that I absolutely loved.
He was an a-hole, dude.
He was.
Do you ever see the series? Like there was a thing out there making fun of it. Zach Morris is trash.
Yes.
You ever see that, dude?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I think maybe that's what got my head spinning because I was like, man, I really idolized this guy growing up. Did I want to be a jerk secretly? Like, what's wrong with me?
Well, first of all, it doesn't. I mean, it made sense that it worked on us because he had the good looks. All the girls wanted him. He was dating Tiffany Amber Thiessen. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then also he had the world's first cell phone.
It was huge. It was a massive brick of a phone, but it was pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just got me thinking, like these characters in TV shows and movies. You know, has there been the perfect character that didn't have some major personality flaw? You know, because today we're going to talk about characters in movies that we would want to be like, that we would want to be.
Yeah.
But as I start thinking through this, I constantly kept finding ones that I was like, oh yeah, Zach Morris, I used to love. Oh no, he was a jerk. I don't want to be a jerk. But so I kind of struggled with this idea of like a character that exists in film or shows or whatever that I would want to actually be 100% like.
Yeah, I have some answers on my list, and I don't. Some of them have some flaws. I don't care. Like I really don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's just something about a character, and for the record, we're talking not about the actor who plays the character. We're talking about the character itself caught our attention, and there was something inspiring about them or something drawing about them that I was like, man, I would love to just be like that. You know, like everything that this character encompasses, I'd like to be that.
Yeah.
And so I have my list. You have your list.
Is Zach Morris on your list?
No.
You took him off for the same reason because he was a jerk.
Okay. He was never. I never even concered it. I never did. Like for some reason, like, and I liked the character.
What about
Zach
AC
Morris.
Slater? Would
No.
No.
Now the question is why?
What about Screech?
No, not
Screech.
Nobody from Saved by the Bell.
No.
Even though I like that show a lot, I think that maybe the younger shows didn't leave a huge impression on me for some reason. I think.
Well, I think that every show is going to have a character with flaws because that's what was the drama. You know what I mean?
Did you ever watch Beverly Hills 90210?
Yes. Yeah. And so I thought about Luke Perry and Dylan.
Yeah.
In that. He was a stud, right? Everybody liked him. He was calm, cool, collected all the time. Nothing bothered him. But then he turned out to be like a drug addict in the show, you know, like.
Well, but you can't, don't do this butt stuff. You like them or you don't like their character. You know what I mean? Or you do your thing. But for me, it was actually like Brandon in the show.
Oh, Brandon.
Right? Yeah. He was played by, oh my God, I'm spacing
Jason Priestley.
Yeah, thank you. Well done. Yes. Played by Priestley. I liked his character because to me, he was very smart. He was very balanced. He's a good looking dude. Like he was.
Okay, true. Why is he not on your list then?
I don't know. Because, I knew this was going to happen, by the way. I knew we were going to do this show. And then like a week later, be like, oh, I should have added that person. So that's one that's not on my list. But I could see it being on my list.
What about David Brian Austin Green's character, David?
I mean, no, but he did.
I was a 90210 nerd. I just realized. Did you know Jenny Garth went to Greenway High School?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there for, my daughter had a volleyball competition a few months ago, and I walk into the school, and I'm like, this is the school Jenny Garth went to. And I'm like telling all the band parents, all the volleyball parents, I'm like, did you know Jenny Garth went here? They're like, Jenny Garth, who's that?
They're like, who is Jenny Garth? Oh, goodness. No, I liked Jason, but the thing is, I liked Brandon, and his character was forever changed for me because Jason Priestley went on to do a movie where he was a contract killer, and he did a really good job, but he delivers it like Brandon from 90210, dude. And so now
maybe
it's
that's just the only way he knows how to deliver things.
It could be, but it was like made it like
maybe he's not even delivering anything. That's just him.
Maybe he didn't know he was acting. Yeah. Those people. All right, let's get into it. On
the real list. The real list.
The real list.
Who do you want to be when you grow up, Skizz?
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have some crossover here.
You think so?
Yes, I would say.
You think my list of names, which I have on my phone right here, so don't forget, is we're going to at least share one?
I think we're going to share at least one. How
many do you think? Let's do.
I think we're going to share.
Let's play a game with the audience. Comment right now. How many names are we going to have in common? Let's say that during the course of this podcast, we anticipate each one of us are going to give 7 names. Okay. So out of 7 for mine, 7 from yours, out of those 14 different people, how many of them are going to be the same person? Right now, put your guess down.
One of them I say for sure, easily 1, possibly 2.
Interesting.
Possibly.
Okay, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments. Yeah. Yes, we're comment farming. Okay, it helps the algorithm. Yeah. Please.
All right, I'm going to start with an easy one that there's got to be a crossover here. I'm going Van Wilder. Is he on your list? Okay.
Almost. He was this close to be on my list.
Well, he's not on your list.
He was this close to be on my list. I left him off my list for one main reason. I actually thought most people wouldn't know who the heck we were talking about.
Oh, dude, leave that. Come on, It's your list.
But
man.
I absolutely love Ryan Reynolds, but that character that he played as Van Wilder, just so carefree. I'll let you talk to the audience. Now we got to talk to the audience as if nobody knows who he is. Explain what it is about Van Wilder.
All right, so here's the deal. If the movie is literally called Van Wilder, and it's basically a college student who has been in college for a very long time, and he could have graduated a long time ago. He's deliberately not graduating because he loves the college life, but he doesn't just, he's not lazy. He's like the furthest thing. The character comes off like it's supposed to be lazy. He's the furthest thing from lazy. He is able to rile up the basketball team and pull out a W. He's able to create these charity events. He's just so ingrained in the culture of the college that he's created this almost supernatural following where everybody, they hear his name and he's just like almost a celebrity on campus. Everybody wants his advice. Everybody wants to be in his proximity. Everybody wants to be in his orbit. And he is the way that everybody around him is better because they're around him. He's just has this incredibly charismatic atmosphere about him. But when everything is challenged, when there's a part in the movie where I guess the gravy train runs dry, dad decides I'm not paying for this anymore. He finds a way to continue to inspire the masses and see the ending with grace. It's just so well done. And the character is so charismatic and so fun to watch. And then it turns out it really feels like it's just Ryan Reynolds.
Seriously,
Deadpool.
Was he acting?
Exactly. Deadpool is Van Wilder in a red suit, in a red costume. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But if you haven't seen that movie, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah. That's a good one. I wonder if a lot of our characters are going to be, in that movie, Van Wilder was a college student, and this was earlier in Ryan Reynolds' career, so he was young. Because my next example is also a young kind of kid character.
Okay.
And this one I think more people will be familiar with, Ferris Bueller.
Oh, good one. That's not on my list, but that's a good
Ferris
one.
Bueller. And so one thing I was like, as I was going through, different movies, different shows that I've watched as, growing up and now, I was looking for characters that filled a void, because this is who I want to be, right? So I'm thinking what's a void that I kind of feel like I have personally that I would like to be better at or whatever, a character trait. And obviously Ferris Bueller is super charismatic. He's comfortable talking to anyone. It feels like nothing riles him up too much. He's just calm, cool as a cool cucumber, and super smart, right? Like he was able to manipulate people into thinking he was homesick the whole day with all the things he did. He rigged in his room and all that kind of stuff. Like very inventive in that way as well. And at the same time, like seemed like super grounded. Right, like he seemed to just like live every day like it was the last day of his life. Like he just wanted to have fun, right? And he was just like, you know, just he wasn't stuck in like I have to do this. He would go out, he would draw outside the lines, you know. And at the same time, he was also like very insightful, you know. Like when Cameron in the movie was like down, he was there to help his friend. He had apathy towards him and all that kind of stuff, and kind of understood what he was going through and needed to say the right words to him to get him out of his, you know, when he was on the diving board. Remember that scene?
Yeah.
And so he just seemed like a great guy, super charismatic, and just living life to the fullest. And that's something I don't feel like I do enough. And so yeah, having that charisma and just being cool, calm, and collected, and being able to talk to anybody like it's nothing, you know, whether it's the valet or the school principal or whatever.
I am 100% not challenging your answer. I like your answer. And when you said it, I'm like, why is Ferris Bueller not on my list? Because I felt all the same way you did about him. He was just like the guy we wanted to be. Like he was just like so charismatic, and everybody around him just like he was almost a celebrity in his own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was, but it's funny because you had to kind of remind me that he did care about Cameron, because the movie would suggest that he's just a user. He's just like so self-centered. He doesn't care how many bodies he leaves in his wake as long as he gets his stimulus, right? Like they went to dinner or lunch at one point. He's able to convince the waiter that he was the sausage king of whatever. I forget. What was the name? Whatever. Oh, I can't believe I'm spacing the name, but he basically looked on the chart of reservations and said, I'm this person. Well, he just took that guy's table. Like this is not like that guy. There should be like a side thing, like almost like a spinoff of the guy showing up and his table's gone. And now like his like he was supposed to impress some huge client and he loses that client. His life spins out of him. But I remember thinking that, like, dude, this Ferris Bueller dude, he doesn't care how many bodies he leaves in his wake, but he didn't see things like that.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm not gonna sweat the small stuff, man. I'm just gonna live my life. And
didn't worry about it. Yeah. No. I mean, he's a sausage king, can whatever. He's fine. He's fine. He's a sausage king. He'll find another table. It'll be all right.
I don't know what sausage king is. There's a joke in there. That sounds like and we're back. I had to cut that out. Okay, now go ahead. Yeah.
Can't believe you just said that.
There, go ahead.
No, anyway, my thing with Ferris Bueller is just that. Like, I think that he is, the charisma is something I desire myself. I would love the ability to just talk to anyone, no matter what, and just feel comfortable in my own skin and live every day to its fullest like he did. Yeah. That's it. And care about people. He's a very caring person.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm up. Okay. Okay. I'm going for it, dude. This one's likely not going to be on your list, but it's on mine, dude. I want to be John McClane. That's who I want to be. Die Hard.
He was on my original list. I cut him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Dude, John McClane from the original Die Hard.
Okay, so we're 0 for 2 with yours, but they were on the list and I ended up cutting them. Like that's how close they were. If I show you my original list, they're there. Like literally there.
How could you? John McClane, if you don't know, he's a main character played by Bruce Willis in Die Hard. And this is actually not hard to talk about, but it's worth mentioning how very sad it is that Bruce Willis's health has taken the decline it has taken. And I haven't done proper research on this, but my understanding is that he is no longer even aware that he was a world-class actor.
I heard the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. It breaks my heart. But Bruce Willis was, I mean, he was a man's man. John McClane was a man's man. And it was watching that movie, the idea of one man being able to take out an entire group of terrorists who hijacked the Nakatomi building in the fashion in which he did it. But he did it barefoot, dude. Like he did it barefoot, walking on glass, like the whole nine. Like he was so inventive. He was so courageous. Like he was like everything about that character. Like I believe that that almost nearly every boy in the world wants to grow up to be a hero. We kind of envision ourselves that way. I mean, Seinfeld did a funny bit on it where he was talking about, he's like, every man fancies himself as a bit of a hero. It's why you see, If you see the car coming home with the mattress on top of the car, the dad always has his arm on the mattress. Don't worry, I'm using my arm. You know what I mean? Like it's going to do anything. So we all fancy ourselves, little heroes, and movies do that to us. And with Die Hard, I remember as a kid watching it and being like, this has got to be the coolest character I've ever seen in my life. And I just I want to be like, yeah, yippee-ki-yay, fella.
He was. I love Die Hard, and I know the whole debate about whether it's a Christmas movie or not. Whatever, don't care. Don't care. I watch it every single Christmas Eve. So good. Every single Christmas Eve, it is a tradition in my house to watch Die Hard on Christmas Eve. As we're getting ready for the morning.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just a thing. And it's the worst thing to watch at 10 o'clock at night while you're trying to get your kids to fall asleep. You guys know what I mean? And there's gun shooting, which, by the way, Prim hates guns. If you've ever been over and we're watching TV and a gunshot on the TV goes off, Prim just goes nuts.
Really?
Barks and attacks the TV and the whole thing. She just can't stand gunfire. So yeah, that movie is not the best thing to watch when you're trying to get your kids to sleep for Christmas morning.
Yeah.
But we do it every year. It's the same reason, dude. Like he's just amazing in it. And he's so like the way he handles Hans and everything, like he's very intelligent with setting him up and stuff like that, and knowing what the enemy was gonna do and being in the right place and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he was a good character.
So good.
Very, very good character.
So good. You go.
Okay, I'm wondering if I should, because we've gone like the hero route, I'm wondering I should pick a hero on my list now to follow that up with.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I had a few, and I like I said, I had McClane on there. I took him off, and I think I bumped him for Jason Bourne.
You had McClane, but you put Jason Bourne
I think
on there?
I bumped him for Jason Bourne.
Okay, we can share this.
Yeah.
Jason Bourne's on my list, dude.
Is he?
Yes.
So there's one.
Yeah.
There's one. Jason Bourne, like just an absolute
Animal.
Can I say it?
He's a total badass.
He's a badass.
He's a badass.
Like just a machine.
Yes.
He's
and the
a
fact that he
machine.
doesn't know he is in the beginning is such a fun journey to go on with him. When he's on that park bench and the cop, I think he's in France or something, the cop like goes to kind of hit him with the stick, like push him, and he just like grabs it. And that moment he realizes the skill set that he has. I remember being like, and then you get to go on his journey of all the different skill sets he has, all the different languages he knows and everything.
Just super intelligent. It's like he knows what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah.
And he knows exactly how to handle it. And the thing that really got me with his character is he just keeps his cool. Like it's like it's just another day in the office.
Yeah.
He's fighting off all these dudes, and it's like he never breaks a sweat almost. No. You know what I mean? And none of it was hard for him. He's just super, super cool with an amazing talent of tons of different talents all at once. So for me, it was like, okay, if I was gonna be like, because we talked, we should probably preface this. We talked like no superheroes, no magic. You know what I mean?
No superheroes, no magic.
Because that's easy. I want to be Superman.
Superman.
That's
exactly.
easy, right? But we take those out of the equation, and you feel like you could be a regular dude and do that.
Yeah.
Probably not. But you know what I mean? Like it seems attainable through the right training and skill sets.
See, and that's just it. Like the training he had to go through was like something I'm like, I don't have the mettle to go through that training. If you remember what the training was, it was like that. It was pretty intense. That'll break you. And I was like, the certain people have mettle that I just don't have, and maybe put under certain circumstances, I would surprise myself. I have no idea. But I remember being like, I don't want to go through that training, but I definitely want the results from it.
No kidding. Not bad looking dude either.
I know. Well, Matt Damon, dude, is like awesome. And there was that scene where the guy who was sent to kill him comes smashing through the window, and they get in that big old fight, and then the guy jumps out the window, and the guy jumps out the window, and he's barely hit the ground. Like he looks down at him, and then Bourne like he just looks at his wrist, it looks at his watch, like instantly he's back in operation mode. Like this is what just happened. And there is a next step involved, and I need to know what my resources are. And one of them is time, and my time is, and he just gets right back, and he's like a robot. You know what I mean? It was just awesome.
That's incredible. God. You got any other superheroes on your list? I said superhero, but you know what I mean? Like that hero character.
Let me see. I mean,
Any other like action heroes like Rambo or anybody like that? Because I thought about putting Rambo on my list.
I didn't put Rambo on my list because to me, Rambo was growing up as a kid. I thought about Rambo, and I really like Sylvester Stallone. I really, really do. But growing up as a kid, I liked Rambo, but the heroic nature of him was so far-fetched that it was just like, this borders on the ridiculous. Right. You know what I mean? So it was like, I didn't want to.
Exactly. I admired what he was capable of, but didn't want to be him.
Yeah, I didn't want to be him, but
that's
also,
what we're talking about.
Right. But also, exactly. But also the things that he was capable of were ridiculous in their own right. You know what I mean? Yeah. But a close one, and I will fully admit, I got a full-on man crush on this character, and it's Reacher. And Reacher is, and now I'm talking.
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude. And I'm not talking the Tom Cruise version of Reacher in the movie, but in the books, and I haven't read the books, but he's supposed to be a big guy. So it didn't make a lot of sense that Cruise was playing him. Alan Ritchson or Rickson, I don't know how to pronounce it.
I never know his name.
His last name is Richson. Richson. Is that Richson or Rickson? I don't know how it's pronounced, but that's the guy who plays him. And the guy is like super massive. But it's not just about him being massive. It's about the character itself. The Reacher character
He's got layers.
So awesome.
He's got some layers.
Oh, yeah. There's a scene, where this dude is like, this is going to sound really, just go with me on this journey, if you will. Okay. There's a scene where a guy is verbally abusing either his girlfriend or his wife, because whatever, she ordered too much in the store. She ordered a soda and he can't, he was mad because we can't afford this or whatever. I don't know, but he's really giving her the business, like out in public. And he's being way too over the top, and I don't think he strikes her, but it looks like he's about to. And it's very clearly that behind closed doors, he does. And Reacher looks at him, and he just looks at him. And the guy's like, starts to have a problem with Reacher. He's like, what are you looking at? And he's getting aggressive, and Reacher doesn't say a word. And he stares at him. Now, two things are coming across his character. One, you need to take a second and notice I'm bigger than you. Two, it doesn't matter that I'm bigger than you. You could have a bat and I'm still going to win. You know what I mean? Like, that there's something behind these eyes that is far deeper than just a big person. And he doesn't say a word. And the guy's like, look, man, it's just been a bad day. It won't happen again. And you know what I mean? And he walks away, and I'm just like, okay, that. And the reason that was so amazing to me is because this is a true story too. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, dude. I'm a big guy. I'm a tall guy. I'm not an unusually strong guy, and I'm not a fighter by any means. I've never been those things, and I'm just not that guy. I'm just not that guy. And I've never pretended to be that guy, and, there was a time where there was a guy, that scenario was happening in front of me. And I was with I don't know if we were married at the time, either with my girlfriend or who is now my wife. This is that long ago. And I had some muscle back then, but I wasn't yoked, not like Reacher. And this guy was like yelling at his wife or whatever. It was nighttime. It was in a parking lot, and she's in her car. He's on the outside of the car, and he's yelling at her, and he's literally like punching the top of the car. Like he's hitting the car with incredible force. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not going anywhere, obviously. So I get out of my car, and I'm looking over my car at him, and I'm just staring. I'm doing the whole Reacher thing decades before this scene, right? I'm doing the whole Reacher thing, but I'm being honest here, deep and within me, I'm like, sweet Jesus, please don't call my bluff. Because if I end up throwing with you, I'm probably going to lose. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because this guy was like kind of out of his mind. He was about my size. He was out of his mind. It was clearly like he was a hostile person. And if we fight, he's going to have a lot more experience than I do. And I'm going to lose probably. You know what I mean? But I'm not going anywhere. So all I did was just stare. That's it. And I didn't get the same effect. There was no like, the guy didn't crinkle down and like apologize and say it's not going to happen again. But he did realize I'm being watched. And that was really my intent. I need you to know that you're being watched right now. Yeah. Yeah. And he stopped. He did stop. Which was great. I don't think for a second he was afraid of me, but the guy And Reacher was afraid of him. And I was like, I want that. You know what I mean, dude? I want that.
You want to be able to just stare at somebody and have them just be like, nope.
Yeah, I want that effect.
Not messing with you.
Yeah, I want.
Yeah. There's like having obviously the body that he does helps, but I think that there's like the confidence.
Yes.
Right? Having that actual confidence that it can come through just in your eyes.
Yeah.
And when you look at somebody, like, I think people would be able to see through our bluffs if we tried it. You know what I mean? If we just stared at them, like they would be like, yeah, no, that's fake.
That's
confidence.
What I'm saying.
That's fake confidence. They're not actually confident.
Dude. I'm like, it's a good thing I'm a poker player. You know what I mean? Because like if this guy calls my bluff, it could get pretty gnarly. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to lose, but here we go.
Yeah.
You know, let's see if I can get brooding on it.
Yeah. I don't know. We both kind of went with like the hero kind of vibe for a few of them. I have one more that's a hero, I guess, and that's Tony Stark. Tony Stark, good one.
On my list.
2 now.
On my list.
Wait a minute. How many people are on your list, bro? Because if you have like 20 people on your list, that skews the numbers. So that we should have probably been out with that.
There's 11.
11. I have like 6 or 7, I think. So you had more than me. So
Like,
that
I
helps.
literally, I listed it as Iron Man, but
You
you're
didn't
right.
put Tony Stark.
No, but it's the same thing. It's
he's Iron
because he's not a superhero. He doesn't have any actual superhero. He's just is so smart.
He's so smart that he made a suit that turns him into a superhero.
Yeah.
So it's possible to
did
do
with
that
scraps
without
in a cave.
Yeah, without mystical things happening around you. You could potentially be Tony Stark and Iron Man.
Yeah.
If you had the brains for it, I suppose. And that's what I admire, obviously. Obviously inventing stuff.
Yep.
The other thing about him is so again, back to I feel like he fills a gap. I love his wit.
Me too.
Like I think I'm so jealous of anybody that is quick-witted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and we have the privilege of being in the Life series with some very quick-witted people.
Yeah.
Martin, Jimmy, just to name a few. And I'm always just super jealous about how, and you're obviously, fine, I'll say Skizz.
I didn't give him a look or
I know.
anything.
It was that quiet confidence behind your eyes. I caught that.
I gave you the Reacher stare.
You gave me the Reacher stare. Like, okay, it's Skizz.
Sorry, what happened again? I've had a bad day.
But yeah, it's that. It's the combined intelligence with the wit. And you know what? Like, I like sarcasm. I really like sarcasm, and I wish I was more confident and comfortable in delivering sarcasm more in my life, because it's so funny the way he delivers it. It's kind of like dry in a way, but it's just so witty and so funny. And at the same time, it's just like, dude's incredibly brilliant.
Yes.
You know, he's kind of a jerk. You know, there's always a character flaw.
I don't think he is at all. Like, I disagree. I think there's.
Well, he's very self-centered.
He's very
self-centered.
He is. He's self-assured. I would rather put it that way. I feel like he's self-assured, and
I guess that's a good way of putting
Robert
it.
Downey Jr. is a really good-looking dude too, and this is going to sound crazy, dude. I love the Tony Stark character. I love the Iron Man character, just like you. That's why he's on my list. But a lot of it has to do with Robert Downey Jr. because that guy has been to the bottom and back. Like anybody who doesn't know he was a young star, and he was supposed, by all odds, we should not be talking about him right now.
Right.
And he didn't just come back. He came back, and like, he arguably looks better now than he did when he was in his 20s. And he was an addict and all that. And he came all the way back, and to see him play a character like Tony Stark was so huge to me that I was like, it really kind of added to why I like the character so much. It was kind of weird. It's not very fair, really, but it kind of added to why I like the character so much. But I'm with you. The wit, the brains, like the will. He also has a good moral compass, in my opinion. Like, there's
good
just
leadership, very good
leadership,
leader.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and very, very courageous. And like the fact, like when that alien guy who can like do things with his mind or whatever, I don't really understand it. And he calls him Squidward. I don't know if you remember that. He's like, listen, Squidward, he's just so dry wit and quick. And it's like, dude, this guy can do this and you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You know, he was just like, it was so funny to me.
Yeah.
God, it was great.
So yeah,
Iron
Man. Give me the suit, man.
I know.
Give me the suit.
You're smart. Go make one.
I want to
make
try
me one too.
I want to try this suit.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, I got one. Got one. You ready for it?
Yeah, Prim's ready. She came up. She's like, "What do you got?"
This is gonna be weird to you.
Uh-oh. Are we moving off of heroes now? Or you have more heroes than you? I mean, you had 11 people. So wait, are we at 2? We had
2.
Bourne and
Jason
Tony
Bourne
Stark.
and Tony Stark.
So we're at 2.
Okay.
So far, if they guess 2, they're hoping you and I don't match again.
Okay. I'm going to say, I'm going to get away from it and I'll come back to this one later. I'm going to jump to this one. I like Daniel Ocean from Ocean's 11.
Not on my list.
Not on your list. Is Rusty on your list?
No.
Oh, because that would have been amazing.
No, but like, again, if my list was 11, then it would have been on it.
Is that right?
Yeah, because you had 11 people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, not to get confused with Ocean's 11, but
that is crazy. Am I making a hit, like a list to rob a bank with?
Yeah,
me?
seriously, you got 11 people that you would rob a bank with?
Oh my God, this is my bank of people.
This is your people that you're going to rob a bank with. You're Ocean's 11 right now.
No bank is safe against my group. No bank.
Yeah, 100%.
No bank.
I
have my grease man.
Doesn't matter what bank it is, you're getting away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny Ocean is his name, right? Yeah. He was real close for me.
Yeah.
I almost put him on the list.
Yeah, by George Clooney. It was just like such a charismatic. We keep going back to charisma, but that clearly is very important to both of us.
Yeah.
Is to be able to just have an effect on those around you.
Talk about dry humor. Like he delivered in like a deadpan almost, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Always, all the time.
So good.
I just, like when he's about to get like, beat up, if you will, when he's captured, by Andy Garcia's guys. Was that Andy Garcia? Was it Andy Garcia?
I think so. Yeah. The casino
owner, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it was Andy Garcia.
I feel like it was too.
It's been a while. Anyways, he's in that room and those two like bodyguards, they look like twins. They might be twins, they're huge. And they bring him in there and he's on the table and he's just sitting on the table and they're just standing across from him and it's all quiet. And he kind of just looks at him and he's all, no cameras in here. He's like, you don't want people watching what's going on in here. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I'm about to be pummeled and I'm still going to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
It's so funny, dude. It's just like so mellow, man.
He's a good, he went to jail, didn't he?
He did on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he gave himself up for the better,
So that's where I was getting at. Cause like he obviously cared about his crew enough that he kind of took one for the team there, right?
Well, but that's what I loved about it is that all this came down to love. It was about Julia Roberts' character. He had to get her away from
very
him.
Devoted.
He had to get, but it wasn't about being with her. It was about getting her away from Andy Garcia's character.
Yeah.
Bennett, right? The character's name was Bennett, the guy who Andy Garcia played.
Oh,
something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's actually been a long time since How many of those movies did they make? Because there's Ocean's 11, there's Ocean's 12. They made a 13 as well, right?
Yeah, they made.
Did they just keep going up with the numbers? Is that what they had been
adding
doing?
more people?
Is it like an Ocean's
roster.
21 by now?
Yeah, I know.
Or what?
I don't know. Ocean's. I didn't like the other ones as much, and I mean, Ocean's 11 to me was so good.
Of course. So speaking about dry humor, one that's on my list that absolutely has dry humor, and I'm thinking this might be on your list too, is Jim from The Office.
Man. Not on my list, but I can't believe it's not on my list. I'm shocked. I'm very, very shocked. Should have been on my list.
So this is one where I was like, as I was trying to think of like people that I would actually almost want to be fully like he came to mind for me because yes, again, very witty, dry humor, love it. Also got a fun side to him, very much a prankster.
Yeah.
And also just very caring. Like, obviously he's a very caring person, but also has a lot of fun, like with the pranks and goofing on people like that. And obviously his whole situation with Pam, and just never giving up, and pursuing his dreams. And he kind of came off earlier seasons is like not really having too much ambition. But then as you watch the show, you find out that he actually has a lot of ambition. It was there the whole time. He just wasn't playing into it. Yeah. So like, that struck home with me with him because I kind of felt like that's how I am kind of internally. Mm-hmm. And so like very well connected with Jim from The Office. And there's things that I would want to be more like him of the wittiness and the playfulness with the pranks and stuff like that.
That's a good one. That's a really good one. And what's crazy, bro, is obviously I'm shocked I didn't put him on my list. I don't have
Me too. I fully expected that to be a match.
I expect you to expect that because that should have been almost number one. I don't know where my brain was at. But the Jim character, the Jim Halpert character, I obviously I've heard this before. People ask, have you watched this show? Have you watched this series or this show? But with The Office, people ask, do you watch? Because it's one of those things, you didn't watch it. You watch it still today because you can watch the same episodes over and over again, beginning to end. I mean, it's so good. So I got very intimate with the series itself. Every character arc, I loved every bit about it. And there was something I was seeing in Jim that was really blowing my mind, is how alike he is with one of our friends. And I don't rather than just, I'm just going to say, if you can recall, and you're going to be like, yeah, Drew. Now here's the deal. He is, because there are certain deliveries that Jim has. And one specifically is when Robert California was in the show, and played by James Spader, and Robert California told Andy Bernard, played by Ed Helms, to lie to his wife, Robert California's wife, played by Maura Tierney. She's going to come in here expecting a job. Under no circumstances can she have that job. And then it gets all twisted around because Robert California is a very unique character. And next thing you know, Andy's in a bind. And in order to prove that Andy was lying, which he wasn't lying, they bring Jim in, and Jim wants nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. So he's trying to back out of it and everything, but he's drawn in. And he goes, I work with my wife. He goes, personally, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to. I work with my wife and I love it. I don't know how this helps. Like, he does this whole thing, and I'm like, that's Drew. Yeah. Like, that's exactly how Drew would deliver that line, and not even a line. That's how Drew talks. Yeah. Like, it was so crazy to me. And then once I saw that scene, I was like, dude, like, Jim Halpert is our buddy Drew. It's insane, dude, especially back in the day. But yeah, I don't know how he didn't make my list. That's a good answer, dude.
And he's a good looking guy, right?
He is.
Yeah,
John
I'll take that too.
Well, he's funny too, because Zero Dark 30? No. He was in the Benghazi film, right? Wasn't he? John Krasinski, I think.
Don't know.
He was in a war-based movie. It was either Zero Dark 30 or it was, I'm spacing whatever it was. But he was I think it was the Benghazi film. I don't know. But anyways, in order to be in this film, and he went on to do a series where he was Jack Ryan.
Yeah, I was like, I kept wanting to say Reacher again. And I was like, I know it's not that.
Yeah, it was Jack Ryan. But specifically for the movie, he beefed up. Like, he got big. And when he was like, I was just hoping, because he was on Men's Health magazine, he was on the cover of it. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, it was just basically chicken salad every day for every meal for months. Like, that was his thing. He's like, I just asked him if they could put the Chris Hemsworth filter on the camera and just leave it at that.
The Chris Hemsworth filter.
It was so funny, dude.
Oh, man.
He's good.
That's hilarious.
All right. Who just went? Did I go or you go?
No, that was mine, because I was talking about Jim. Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna blow your mind, and I can't even say the name of the character. I can only tell you the show, and I don't even know if you've ever seen it. And you'd probably be blown away that I would care about this, but I do. Did you ever watch Mr. Robot?
No.
Okay, so the guy.
Wait, is this a TV show or a movie?
It was a TV show, I believe, on HBO.
Mr. Robot.
Back. So here's the deal. Without giving away too much of it. I'm not going to give away too much.
I'm like, the Will Smith movie? No, that's iRobot.
That's iRobot. No.
No. Okay. No. Yeah. Nope. I got no clue.
So Mr. Robot, I promise you would love this show. I promise you would love this show. The character is played by, because I'm the worst at remembering the name, but he's the guy who played Freddie Mercury in Queen, right? In the latest Bohemian Rhapsody. I always forget his name. But he plays Mr. Robot in this movie. And essentially, without really even giving into the plot, he's a bit of a recluse, a big time recluse. And he's not just a computer hacker. He's what could be argued as the most talented computer hacker in mankind's history, is what he kind of get the vibe of. Mm-hmm. And he's able to bend the will of the world to his favor, because we are in the world, we're in a digital age. People don't seem to realize that, right? We had the wood age and the stone age, and we moved into the metal age, and we're in the information age.
Yep.
Like, that's the age, the era that mankind is in right now. I don't know if there's a next one, but this is where we're at. Well, if that's the case, imagine if in the stone age you had like an earthbender, right? That's today. Computer hackers are benders, and that's what he is. He's basically a bender, and he can there's nothing he can't do. Nothing he can't do in this world. And to the point to where there's like a character that is being mistreated, heavily mistreated by another character. And he ends up basically ruining the life of the character who's doing the mistreating. Now it's an overstep. I understand it, but you'd have to just watch it, make your own assessment. But he's able to do it by like, I can zap all your bank accounts. I have access to everything, every digital thumbprint you can possibly think of. And I have it like this, and there's nothing I can't do. And he doesn't say that, but you as an audience member know it. And I've always loved it. And the reason I want that gift, like you cannot believe, because I'm the furthest thing from it, but because there are people like that today who are doing it for good. And one of the guys who's this is a real person, the guy whose YouTube channel is about scamming scammers.
Oh,
what
yeah.
I would give to have that skill set, because I hate bad people. You know this about
he
me.
did a video with Mark Rober, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Where they were trying to take down these scammer call centers in India or whatever.
Yeah.
And he hacked into their CCTV video feeds and and it's like, I'm looking at you right now. And they're just like, oh dude, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was absolutely crazy.
I'm looking at you right now. You're wearing this shirt, you're doing this. And right now you're thinking about disconnecting everything. Here's why you don't want to do that. And they realize if I do that, then it's even worse than it is now.
Yeah.
Like he gets them. He gets.
Yeah, that's a sick. So much power.
It's like crazy, right? Like they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and I'm an advocate of that. I believe that, but I still want the power, and because I'm that arrogant to think that I would never use it for bad, right?
Right.
But when it comes to scamming, like what just happened to my very good friend's mother, that she was scammed out of a lot of money. I don't kind of dislike these people. The things I want are I hate them.
Yeah.
It is.
That's a whole nother topic we can get into. That's just going to enrage both of us, I think.
And I'm so helpless over here because not only do I not have the brains to do what this guy does, this YouTube guy, but I'm not even close. And so it would be great to have that skill set. Mr. Robot is like that guy, movie wise, they even ramped it up more. That would be, you would like that.
Okay.
show.
I'm going to put this on my list of things to watch.
Yeah, you should.
A movie or a series? I still didn't get.
It's a series.
A series.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Very good. I didn't even finish it. So I'd be down to go back and start over. And I don't know why I didn't. I was engrossed. I don't know. I just got busy or
Interesting
something.
one. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to watch it and then see what you're on about. Cause that does intrigue me, obviously. The idea of hackers. I think back to Swordfish. Do you remember?
Oh, yes,
do you remember
dude.
Hugh Jackman in
dude.
Swordfish? That's kind of the same. It feels like kind of the same vibe. And that's not. He's on my list, but that just came into my head.
It's the same
that
thing.
kind of character is very intriguing for me.
Yeah.
Swordfish is a reason why I've always wanted to have 10 monitors in front of me. You remember in that movie, and they weren't even the best part of it was those monitors weren't even organized. They weren't edge to edge perfectly.
It was just a
they were just
cluster.
randomly everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was so much cooler that way.
Well, because it looked like a web, like a spider web.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so because if it was me, it'd be make a wall of monitors. They were smart enough to be no, separate them and have them randomly out. And it's anyway. I always wanted a ton of monitors from that. Okay, I got a weird one for you. And I will be shocked if this is on your list.
Okay. Let me look. I don't even know.
You ready?
Yeah, and go.
Phineas from Phineas and Ferb.
Not on my list. I
figured that wouldn't be. I wasn't sure if going cartoon character would be part of it. But, obviously with Phineas, for one, he gets to live every day summer vacation. Yeah. According to the show, it's always summer vacation. How many days of summer vacation? I always forget the jingle.
Isn't it 90? Wait,
Is
in the
in the intro they say, and
that's Good Charlotte, isn't
100
it?
days of
Isn't that
summer
Good Charlotte
vacation.
that sings that?
Is it really?
I believe so, right? Or is it My Chemical Romance? I think it's Good Charlotte.
I don't know.
It's one of the two.
I don't know,
Maybe
but
90.
he gets every day is summer. But no, the thing about him is, again, I really admire inventors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done a few things in Minecraft, so I can hang my hat on that. But his style of inventing just has this creative level to it that I admire. Creativity is something I would love to have more of. and he has that, and it's not just his creativeness. It's that he's like so ambitious about it.
Yeah.
Like nothing is unattainable in his mind. And like once he has an idea, he will not stop until it happens. And he makes it happen. And like he makes it happen also because he's so confident and like he's a good leader and he gets everybody behind him. You know what I mean? It's not just Ferb. It's like all the neighborhood kids all come and they're like, you know, the whole, what are we going to do today? Every day is like this curiosity.
Yeah.
He's got this like massive curiosity. He wants to make the most out of every day of summer vacation and just comes up with these crazy ideas. And then he just is focused.
Yeah.
He's just focused. I will not stop until this happens. And he gets everyone on board.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
does.
And
I
I
know.
love all that.
It's a great show.
That's a mixture of a lot of really great qualities that I wish I had.
Yeah.
But so again, some I can kind of relate to.
Yeah.
Like when I get dead set on doing something, I will have focus and I will not stop until it's done. He has that, which is what I gravitate towards. But then he takes it to the next level with his ambition and his creativity, and that's where I would like to grow.
I'll be your Ferb, dude.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think Ferb's the smarter one, so that doesn't work. I think he's the one who ends. I don't know. Bowling for Soup.
You're stuck on the
Wait, is that
jingle.
the name of the band, or is that a song that the band sang at one
No,
point?
that's the name of the band, I think.
Is that, God, I'm spacing it. It's either Good Charlotte, My Chemical Romance, or
We
Bowling
will
for
look
Soup.
it up after
It's
the
whatever is
podcast.
akin to Bowling for Soup. Either Bowling for Soup is the name of the band and that's the band, or Bowling for Soup was sang by the band that, whatever. But I'm with you on this. And Phineas, and that's the thing that what I also, and I think we may have talked about Phineas on a podcast like 2 years ago. There was a scene that to me, I was like, they needed to do what they just did with this character. They had a moment where he had the world's most micro crash out. Phineas did. He was very smart. He's ambitious. He's all the things you said.
Mm-hmm.
They always do. They always did the thing where whatever they were doing resolved seconds before the parents got home. So now the sister looks like she's crazy again. That whole
That's
thing,
such a good gag.
Yeah, but she was always, along on the ride with them for certain things. And they had a tricycle. It was like either a regular tricycle or a big mechanical tricycle. I don't know, but they called it a trike, and they had to get on it to leave. Like, we got to get on the trike. Basically, we get on the trike. We got to get out of here because this place is about to blow or whatever it was. And he says to his sister, Candace, get on the trike. And she says, and she starts to argue because that's her character, right? Well, the thing is, they're in Phineas's world right now, and I don't have time for an actual argument.
Right.
And all the times before when I would have conversation with you, that was me being cordial with you. But right now, there's no time for that. Like, he's not saying these things, but his character is getting it across. And he goes, Candace, get on the trike. She's like, and she starts to complain. He's like, we don't have time for that. Get on the trike. She starts to complain again. And Phineas goes, get on the trike. And she hops on the trike. And I'm like, and I was watching this with my son. He's all, whoa. And I'm like, that was interesting. And I'm like, that was amazing. Like, I've never seen his character do that, but he's not only ambitious and driven and charismatic, but he can be no nonsense. He's like the full package.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
I want to be Phineas.
Yeah, that's a good choice. But your head has to be a perfect triangle now.
Yeah. Like a Dorito.
Yeah. And a little patch of hair.
That's such a good show, man.
Yeah, it is.
Like all the characters in it, the gags, they were oblivious to what Candace was doing, trying to bust him.
Yeah.
They were oblivious to Perry.
Dude.
Being the undercover, whatever, platypus guy. And then Doofenshmirtz's character obviously was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, and just the creativeness of the show and all the things they came up with. Like, could you imagine being a writer for that show and be like, what are we going to do next week? What kind of thing is Phineas and Ferb going to make in their backyard? You know?
Absolutely.
Such a good show.
Did you see that the act, Jimmy and the whole two nickels thing, Did you see that the actor?
Yeah, they did the
do
cameo.
did a thing to Jimmy.
Is that the name of that service? Like,
is that what that was, a cameo? The cameo service?
Yeah, so the guy was on that service where you can pay somebody to like record a short video or whatever, and somebody paid the guy to do the Nichols thing
Get
for
out
Jimmy,
of
for
town.
Jimmy specifically. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, so good. I forget the guy's name, the guy that does
I
the voice
forget
of
too, but
Doofenshmirtz,
like I saw
that was
Jimmy
sick.
react to it too. I saw Jimmy react to it.
So good, dude.
Yeah. All right, my turn.
Your turn.
Okay.
You're gonna say my last. I think I'm down to my last one. I think I'm down to my last name on my list. We've really rattled through these pretty quick.
I am very confident that this will not be on your list.
Okay, because I'm 100% confident that my last one you have.
Okay, you ready? This character, Arya Stark,
dude,
from Game of Thrones.
That's a good one.
I love that show so much. Why did I think of
Game of Thrones?
Dude, because Ned Stark is, I'm just going to get out of the way. Ned Stark is also on my list.
Okay.
And I love Ned Stark's character. Yeah. But Arya Stark is like.
Not Jon Snow?
No, because this is going to sound crazy. He is so good and so pure that I'm literally not worthy of being him. Like it's not, yeah, I'm being, that's a real answer. Like I am not worthy. Yeah, because
if my brain had gone to Game of Thrones, I think I would have been like Jon Snow. I would have put Jon Snow just because of how just amazing of a person he seemed to be as a character.
He's like Jesus of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I mean he cannot tell a lie. He only will do what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's almost like programmed to, it's impossible for him to do anything a little bit that even is close to sin. And it's like, and I have a great deal of sin in my life.
The pedestal's so far up there.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I thought about Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and Ned Stark is like he's as noble as they come. You know what I mean? And I love, but there's something different about Jon Snow. I'm like, I'm not good enough to
so
try to be
Arya.
that person.
Let's talk about Arya because she's amazing, obviously.
Like
so
this
good.
So I was always torn in regards to what were my favorite characters. Was it Arya Stark or was it Tyrion Lannister? I really couldn't choose. But as time went by, I'm like, I love them both so much, it's ridiculous. But Maisie Williams, I believe that's the actress that plays Arya Stark.
Yep.
The way she delivered that character was, from day one, because you got to remember, dude. Okay, these like Sophie Turner turned out to be one of the most beautiful women on the planet, which is crazy for me to say because you go back to season 1 and she's very young in that. You know what I mean? And it's like it's hard to so much time has gone by. Arya Stark is even younger, and she's like this little kid. But even as a little kid, she was embodying what the character of Arya Stark is: that incredible independence. Very, very incredulous. Like
fierce. She's fierce.
She will not be, there will be no lines that some other human drew for her that she's going to stand behind.
Yeah.
She's going to be who she is. And then she came out the other side of that being one of the most dangerous characters in the world and charmingly humble. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like she was able to acknowledge that she was superior to whoever was in front of her if it was a battle type scene, but she was still somehow had this weird humility the whole time. When she was training with Brienne, if you remember this, Brienne, who was like one of the most dangerous characters on the show, was going to obviously take it easy on her. And Arya Stark's like, I want to train with the best. Don't take it easy on me. And they're training. Next thing you know, Brienne's not trying to take it easy. She's trying to hold her own. You know what I mean? She's like, what is going on here? And they end up, you remember, they end up at a draw. Like they both have the knife at and they realize they share this incredible respect. And Brienne's like, what am I dealing with here? I'm an older woman who's been doing this my whole life and I'm supernaturally good. What is this? You know what I mean? And that Arya Stark is just that character was so interesting to me.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yes. Yeah. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Just to be that fierce, dude.
Just that fearless.
I love that word.
Too.
I love that word for her. Fierce.
Fierce and fearless.
Yeah.
And she had a moral compass, but it was a little canted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A little jaded in times. But
what she did to the Greys, I'm all for. But that takes a certain type of darkness to feed your enemy his own sons.
She went through a lot, so it made sense.
They deserved it.
For her character.
They suck. And that's Filch from Harry Potter, by the way.
Yes.
Also on my list.
Right.
I'm joking.
Gotta have your wits about you. Oh man. Okay. All right. Now this one I feel like is going to be on your list, and I could be wrong. So we've got what, 2 now? We've got Bourne.
We have
Jason Bourne, and what was the other one we matched?
Jason Bourne and you didn't have Van Wilder.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark
was the other one.
Yeah, because I have his Iron Man. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
This one's got to be on your list.
Go.
The dude.
The dude.
Lebowski.
Yeah, Lebowski's not on my list, dude.
No,
not even close.
No.
That's on your list.
It's on my list. Yes. Here's why.
Interesting.
Here's why. He's just so chill, dude. He's so mellow. I have a lot of people on my list that like are really good under pressure. Right. So this is obviously my number one thing that I wish I could overcome as a human being, I guess, is like being good under pressure and just keeping my cool, keeping chill. When does this come out? Yeah, if anybody's watching my Life series episode that came out the same day as this podcast, then they'll see that I'm not always super calm under pressure, right? So that is a trait that I would like to have. And the dude is the chillest of dudes.
He
you know
is.
what I mean? Like nothing rattles him. Yes, he's stoned the whole movie.
The whole time.
But
always has a White Russian in his hand.
Yeah. But he's just so chill. He's like non-confrontational unless you mess with his rug, like,
and he's still not confrontational.
And he's just living his life and carefree, and that's just a trait. Yeah, he's
I can see
loyal
why.
Friend. He's a good guy. He seems like a good guy.
He is a
he's
good
just
dude.
super chill, and I just like and I think it's because of what I just went through with my little crash out of the Life series that I'm like, man, I need to learn how to just be more chill, just like keep my cool, and so that's what came to mind. I was like, I want to be the dude. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I want to be stoned 24/7.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, take that out of the equation. None of my characters are flawless,
Oh
okay?
my God, that's amazing.
But just to be able to just like live life and just no regrets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of thing, like when we had B-Dubs on the podcast and it was like, you're going to live forever because the way his mind is he doesn't seem to get too overly upset about anything and he's just coasting, like living life, chill, mellow dude. Like that's the dude.
He also, as chill as he was in touch with his own humanity. Not to get too deep on The Big Lebowski, which is one of my favorite movies of all time, but when things got real, he committed to the role he was forced into. He's like, dude, they're going to kill that poor woman. Like we have to do everything we can to save this lady. You know what I mean? And then Walter, who's just one of my favorite characters ever, is like, oh, she probably kidnapped herself and, he ends up being right or whatever. Yeah. But the bottom line is that the dude was in touch with his humanity. We can't just turn a blind eye to this, man.
He had a ton of apathy. He was like super smart and like unintentionally like philosophical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot of nuance to the character that I just found very intriguing. And I'd be like, maybe I don't want to live my entire life like the dude, but I'd like to spend a week or so, just chill. Just whatever, exactly, whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever, man. Like, and even, if you remember the opening scene, the character development they did with him to begin with, he comes home, those two guys are in his apartment, they tackle him. He has no idea because they have the wrong guy and they're dunking his face in the water. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the money? And they're like drowning him in the toilet and they pull his head out. Give us some money. Where's the money? And they're doing it. And they pull his head out. He's all, oh, it's down there somewhere. Let me have one more look. And they put his head back in. Like he's like, even here, he's cracking jokes.
Yeah.
It's so funny too.
See, again, funny, witty. A lot of things I'd like to do.
I'm into it.
So yeah, you seem shocked when I said it, but I think maybe you were focused on the fact that he's stoned all the time.
Well, I was probably, I was. Well, not that he's stoned the whole time. I was focused on the fact that he was he embodied in what a committed loser is. You know what I mean? I mean, he literally walks around in his robe all day.
Yeah, but he's going to live forever, man.
Yes,
he has no stress.
It depends on what's your version of, what's your definition of winning.
And I think again, like we can psychoanalyze our choices of these characters. I'm sure many people will. But like when you think about it, it's like, okay, why would I put his name on the list? Well, because he's living the opposite of like my life right now, super stressful. You know what I mean? His life, not stressful. Okay. If I want to not be stressful, I could be the Big Lebowski or be the dude for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And good to go.
Yeah. So. I'm into it. I was not even on the fence. I was not anywhere in the ballpark.
I was surprised just because I know how much you absolutely love that movie.
I love the movie.
And so I just figured like he loves that movie so much he's going to put him on the list.
Yeah. Didn't make the list. Never even thought about it.
Okay. So we're still only two.
We are.
All right.
Okay. This goes back to just, I would love to be super smart thing. House is on my list. House.
Almost put him on my list too.
You almost put House on your list.
Yep.
House is on my list. And cause I like helping people. I've always, the limited amount of, I did just the basic stuff for like first aid and CPR when I was younger. So whenever there was like any sort of an emergency at Costco, I was always one of the people that they would call. They always needed to have one of us like on rotation, like on staff, like whoever's doing staffing. I had a certain certification and it wasn't the only one, but they had to make sure that somebody with this certification was always there. Right. So whenever there was a thing, they would call and I'd be able to run up there. And I liked being able to help in the very limited capacity I could ever help in, which is exactly that, really limited. But the idea of having like, he was almost a superhero with his brain and his ability to understand. So if you don't know, House is a character played by Hugh Laurie in a show called House.
Doctor. He was a doctor. Dr. House.
Yeah.
The show is just called House.
Yeah.
Hugh Laurie, who's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing actors.
Who was apparently supposed to be.
Who hasn't done enough or hadn't done it.
But he was supposed to play Woody Harrelson's character in Hunger Games. I'm forgetting the name of the character for some reason. Haymitch. He was supposed to be Haymitch.
Yeah. Dang, he would have been so good at that.
Amazing.
He would have been so good at that.
Yeah. Again, and for the record, I don't know how true that is. So I've heard that. I think
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Not that Woody did a bad job. Woody did great.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He did amazing. But yes, Hugh Laurie would have just crushed it. Anyways, the character of House, it's the fact that now he is as cynical as they come. He is as self-absorbed as they come. Like he's so many things that tear him down, but how good he is at just, I think I just want the skill set, but I also do want his wit because he's super funny.
Yeah. He's got a very dry,
funny.
Sarcastic humor as well. He does. Very, very witty. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say he's always interested in doing what's right, but it might come off that way because really he's interested in solving a puzzle. Yeah. Like he's obsessed with puzzles and the person is the puzzle. That's why when a case comes to him, if it's a open and shut case, this is terminal, there's literally nothing that can be done for it. I'm no longer interested in this. He doesn't feel any sympathy. I don't want that part of him. Yeah. Like he's only intrigued.
Yeah, there was a lot of character traits with him that were on the negative side, which is why I took him off my list, to be honest.
Yeah. I think I want the brain power and the wit.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I mean, if we were going to build our perfect character, then we would be like picking and choosing certain traits from each one of these names, because each one was not without their downfall in a way, and that's just, that's character building, 101, I guess, everyone's going to have,
sure.
No one's going to be perfect in the world of characters. Otherwise it's kind of boring, I guess. Yep. So that makes sense. But,
all right. You got more?
No, that was it. That was my list.
Okay. I have one more.
Okay.
I think it's one more. I have one more. I'm just going to say it, dude. Ted Lasso.
That's a good one.
I kind of saved the best for last type thing. Ted Lasso embodies everything about who I want to be. And
is he a flawless character?
He's not. He's not a flawless character. He has his own demons. Yeah. And he's got...
There's so much good in him, though.
There's so much good in him. And so much balance. And he's the leader I've always wanted to be, because no matter the scenario, and I've always tried to be that person, but no matter the scenario, he's always able to rise above it, whatever it is. He's able to rise above it. And the scene where he's at the bar with Rebecca and her ex is there. The guy, God, the actor who plays her ex is so good because I hate him. Rupert, he plays Rupert, right? Oh, he does such a good job. He's so pompous. And he's being awful to her yet again. You know what I mean? He brought his new young girl in there, and he's just always cracking. He's just such a jerk. And Ted's going to stand up for her. And he's not going to do it like, hey, man, you know what I mean? He doesn't do that. He just starts a casual conversation and is able to work it into darts and knowing what's going to end up happening because he's that good at darts. And he's able to set the wager. He basically hustles them. Yeah. But he does it in such a classy way to where he tells a story. You know what I mean? And as he's telling the story and he's racking up the points, he talks about the people that he doesn't really jive with. He's like, and people who aren't curious. He's like, people don't ask questions like, did you play a lot of darts, Ted? And he throws a bullseye, and it's just like, whoa. And he's like, at which point my answer would have been, every summer with my dad. He goes, he just is so human and he's so powerful. Yeah. He's like almost kind of should not be allowed on the team. He's almost a superhero. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in the way he's so good to people, and like his existence is about lifting other people's up. Like he embodies everything I've always wanted to be. And I don't have the centering to be it at the level that Ted Lasso is. And that's why Scar is this, like, he has said things on the server. He's like, dude, you're the Ted Lasso of the server. I'm like, Scar, you have no idea what a compliment that is. You have no idea what a compliment that is. Like, it means the world to me because that is, I want to be Ted Lasso.
Dude, I put Ted Lasso on my list right now. Well, let's call it 3.
You put it.
He's on the list now. He's on the list now because you're absolutely right. Like he is definitely a character that I would strive for. He's just such a good guy. Like he's always sees the good in everything. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, I think a lot of times our not a true character, but some character comes out when we're put in a hard place. Yep. You know what I mean? How you react to tough situations, things going wrong and all that, how you react to that really does say a lot about your character, unfortunately, because it kind of sucks because in those situations, you don't think, right? You just act. Yeah. And most times it's embarrassing. You act in a way you didn't want to. Where with Ted Lasso, it was always finding the positive response for things. Yeah. And always just keeping a positive attitude, and positive mental attitude is huge. Yeah. Especially in times that are tough. Yep. And he shows that throughout the Ted Lasso. If you guys haven't seen Ted Lasso, guys, holy cow. And there's another one coming back, I think.
I believe so.
I think they're working on another one, even though it very much seemed like it was over. Yeah. After season 2, right? There's 2 seasons.
3.
I always lose track of how many seasons stuff goes.
3 seasons.
But Ted Lasso is so good. You guys should watch it.
It's literally, you guys have probably seen me tweet about it a lot. Yeah. There's been certain scenes where I've tweeted about, I've taken screenshots of my TV while I'm watching. And there's one where it might be season 1 where, one of the things about Ted Lasso is that he is, he's on the other side of the world. He's away from his kid. And this is hard. And there's a scene where, and I could be looking too much into it, but this is still when Trent is still kind of, the reporter still ripping into him a little bit. And there's a newspaper and Ted puts his phone down. The newspaper is an article about either Ted Lasso or about the organization. As he puts the phone down, the wallpaper on his phone is, I believe, him and his boy, or him and his ex and his boy. I don't remember, but it's what is important to him. And it's on top of the article. And just as phones do, the wallpaper goes to black as the phone goes to sleep. And the viewer's eye moves back to the article, like reminiscing time is over, because that's what he's living. Mm-hmm. He's only able to get little bits and pieces with his family digitally, and it's barely there. He's like, he has to do it when, he's up late or they're just waking up or whatever. Yeah. He can barely pull it off. And he's torn between doing what he knows he's supposed to be doing and being where he wants to be. Yeah. It's like, again, very possible I'm looking way too into it, but I think, and I took a picture of that scene, but I took 2 pictures, one of the phone on, one of the phone off, and I stitched them and I tweeted it out a while ago. And I said, all right, Ted Lasso, you got my attention. As in, this show is officially on my radar for one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So good. It's so good.
I can't wait for another season. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's a good one, dude. That's a really good one. Yeah. So had I had that foresight, we would have matched 3, but it's just 2.
You said one. I said I should have put that on my list. And we almost had 4. Jim Halpert.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, we each had one that we put on our list that the other one was like, come on. I am absolutely shocked that we got out of this conversation without you mentioning Chandler Bing, because I know how much you revere.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I did think about it. But really, it was never about Chandler Bing. It's about Matthew Perry. Yeah. And that is.
And we were trying to stick to the characters, not the actors.
The characters.
So
yeah.
Okay.
The Matthew Perry is who from what I think I know, because we don't know these people, that's who I would like to be. Chandler Bing is the day off version of Matthew Perry. It's just a day off. He's just fun. He's silly and goofy and fun. Yeah. He was a great character. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Great character. But I did think about it, but I'm like, no, it's really about, I would like to be like Matthew Perry. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I was just it was in my mind that I'm like, that's going to be his number 1.
Yeah.
Because I know how much, I
model my humor
your humor after Matthew Perry. So
So, dude, hey, put it in the comments. What left a lasting impression on you? Who do you want to be like? What TV show character or movie character just resonated with you that you were like, God, I wish I could embody.
There's going to be so many that I was like, all right, I'm going to read your comments and be like, that should have been on my list.
I know, I'm going to do it too.
Because I struggled. Like I literally had to think about it like 2 or 3 times before I started to figure out even names to put on the list. Yeah. So it took me a while, which means I missed a bunch too. Yeah. So I can't wait to see what you guys think.
That'd be good. Check it out.
Who's on your list?
You guys are awesome. See you next time.
See you.